So these files are my archives, and you asked me how many they are. There are 11. So our museum project will sort of put things in, not necessarily in perspective, but they'll give some kind of history as to how theatre has been used to communicate historical events, how history has unfolded, and hopefully this project will be used by students of all over the world. But I think time is a wasting. Now it's time to, to make sure that it's available. Shall I show you some programs? Oh, everything's falling apart. So it's time to digitize.
Yeah.
For instance, if I was in a play at Phoenix, I would keep the program, but if I watched a play, like for instance, this is a play that I watched, then I would hold on to the program. But this is one of my favorite plays that I watched as a child, 1976. I was 14. Tambourines to Glory. I later on worked with this group. The Kenyan National Theatre had a theatre group. And 1969 or so was when they had their first African, because the National Theatre was actually built by the British for the army. But you can see the number of people who would be in a production, because it's not just the people who are on stage. This is the cast and the dancers and the choir, but also the people who are backstage. Very difficult to stage a production like this now.
And looking back at these archives, I know we can get some evidence of, different way of thinking, different approach to matters, even governance, how they handled such conversations, and even mirroring back to how they would handle right now or not. But culturally, besides the art and the facts, the historical facts, I think the cultural context of this archive is also something amazing for anyone who's looking for that information.
So hopefully we can put this, make this available to many people, to other people.
I know this wasn't always the plan or originally the plan, but if you think it will come a time where you actually hold an enough archive to educate generations of practitioners that are existing right now, coming after us.
I knew that I was having difficulty when I was looking for material, finding material, whether in a library or whether online as that space became available. It became difficult to find things. And like I was saying before, if you don't know something existed, you don't know that you can look for it. So they did each year, 63, 66, I don't have all of them. 68 when the Asians were left stateless. You can look back and think, I knew exactly what I was doing, but I have to be honest. I have no idea why I was collecting everything. Apart from the frustration of looking for things myself and not being able to find them.
Okay, this is going to be great. I'm thinking of curating different experiences for students, researchers, enthusiasts, practitioners, so that the information we're prioritizing for them is relevant to what they're looking for and who they are, because this is a lot. There's no way we can just put this out there and say enjoy, We really have to provide guidance and direction for anyone accessing this material.
And then this is the poster for the European tour of Years of Kenyan Theatre. This is my first play ever.
Oh, yeah?
My first written original by me in 2001. This Death and the Maiden was directed by Keith Pearson, and then when I was celebrating my 40 years as an actor, I directed it myself. So you'll see here it's Mūmbi, Kaigwa, and Raymond Ofula. And here I directed and performed with Mūmbi Kaigwa, Makbul Mohammed, and Gakunju Kaigwa, who's my brother. Had some conversations around transformative justice. We had the TJRC come to watch the show. So this is the Nairobi Theatre Academy was created by the French Cultural Center, and this was it was a teaching, like a teaching school, a theatre school, and this was their first production. So these are copies of our tickets. This is our press release. This is the poster on Photoshop. There's a CD in here. More posters, communications, and then newspaper articles about the show. So that's just one portion of what I feel our museum project could offer. And because it would be a virtual museum, it would be possible for us to show the scope of the work to a really wide audience, globally.
I think the most mind-blowing thing for me is that we're not even halfway through the one file, and we're not really looking at everything.
Yeah.
But then I'm just imagining we have one file, we have two files, and we have a whole lot of other files with the same, well, not the same, but the same archive and the cultural artistic archive that has been mostly part of what you've touched and worked on, but also a collection of the people that existed in the same timeline as you when you were doing this. I don't know, I feel like this exhibition is one of the best things that will happen to the Kenyan art scene after Maziwa Nyayo.
Which I didn't drink.
You didn't drink?
No, I didn't. So this is my contribution to the Maziwa Nyayo.
Yeah. Wow, this is UHT. In an archive.